Trust me, you're not the only one that has to go through the seasons and the determination and the struggles, right? Of knowing that, growth sometimes is slow from the outside. Whenever you're looking from the outside looking in. But not everyone thinks about whenever you start to walk in to those blessings, whenever you're walking into things that, man, I didn't know this was going to happen, or you were shocked about this, or you were surprised about this. Know that that was already going to happen for you. Know that there was some things, it might surprise you, but it didn't surprise God. It might surprise you, but it didn't surprise the fact that God already put the work in and already made the things happen, and the people make the decisions, and then for this to happen in your life, and just for those little micro minutes, microseconds of things that needed to happen in order for you to walk into your blessing, for you to walk into that purpose, for you to walk into a day that you didn't know was going to happen, and know that that moment or whatever that situation was actually going to change your life. A lot of things in our time that we think are testing us is actually making us stronger. So whenever faith is looking slow, you have to realize that God wants you to maybe realize something in that moment. Realize that this situation is helping me grow. It's helping me be better. It's helping me want to be in a different perspective, want a different position in life. And know that it's not going to be easy all the time. But it's going to take some work. But with that work is going to come reward. So if you think about the risk to reward ratio, it is more often than not, the reward is going to be 10 times worth than the one risk that you take. So if you want a life of abundance and things that you want to do, and always be in freedom and always have access, always have options and doing things like that, know that you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable with the hard things. You have to not be able to give up. You have to be able to push through anything and everything that comes your way, because life is going to happen to each and every one of us, and none of us are exempt from the things that can happen in life. And the quicker that you can realize that, the quicker that you can move through the tests and the tribulations that are going to happen to you, and for what God has chosen for you to be stronger, right? Not each and every one of us are going to go through the same things, but a lot of us will go through certain and similar situations that can either break somebody or make somebody. And I just want to be someone that's going to be made in a situation, not broken down, because whatever God has chosen for you to go through, know that He's going to give you the strength to be able to go through it. And often not, your weakness is going to be the strength. Your weakness of whenever you feel like you might not make it past today, just know that you just have to ask God for one more day. You just need strength for today and this one more day. Just know that, even though at the same time you woke up today with the strength and the mercy and the grace that God has given you, it's going to be different tomorrow. It's a whole new set. It cannot ever be old. It cannot ever just be unrenewed. It's constantly being renewed. It's constantly being replenished and rejuvenated to know and shape the life that you want. Because faith is looking slow right now. Faith is looking like it's not going anywhere. But there's so many times whenever you do not see the plant growth, you do not see the growth in your situation until it just boom, it blasts. It pops. It comes out of nowhere. But you don't realize that every single stepping stone that you took, that you threw into the water, it created ripples, and eventually those ripples reach you. And at some point, even though the ripples that might reach you begin to be weak, eventually those waves become stronger, that those ripples become bigger, they become wider, and then whenever that success comes at you with a wave of success, you think it's out of nowhere. But sometimes it's the things that might feel like it has nothing to do with the situation what you want. It has nothing to do with the goals. It has nothing to do with the prayers and what you're doing each and every day, day in and day out. You think it has nothing to do with what your end goal is and what your success is, what it's going to be and what it's going to look like. But little do we know is that God uses the little things in order for big endings. God uses the little beginnings in order for us to have huge climaxes, huge success, huge amounts of abundance, because we don't always have to handle or worry about the work. We just have to do the things that God gives us. Take the days, do the job, be right with your spouse and your relationship with your family and your friends. Do the right things. Be good stewards of the things that God has given you, in order for the things that He will give you and trust with you. So if you know you want better, you know you want to do better, and faith is just feeling a little bit slow, Know that things might be slow in certain seasons, just like with business. But know at certain times, business might be slow, and then whenever it booms, it never wants to slow down. It continues to grow and it continues to do its own thing. But you have to trust it. You have to have faith in it first before it does anything like that. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, man. Know that y'all are loved and blessed as always. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video and the channel. And I hope y'all catch me on the next one.